everyone, this is the fourth part in a series of videos regarding to permanent residence applications for in Canada protected persons, alright? And in the previous parts, we completed the form IMM 0008, that is a generic application form. And also we completed the form IMM 5406, that is the additional family information. And in today's video, I will continue to work on IMM 5669, that is the Schedule A, background and declarations. Alright, so let's get started. You open the permanent resident portal and then enter your username and the password that we created before and then sign in. Okay, so here is the application and then we can click on view so that we can edit. Alright, and here's the form that we are working on today, that is IMM 5669. As you can see in here that the status is in progress. Alright, let's click in here, edit. Here you go guys, that is the Schedule A. You will need to provide the IRCC, the information about education, the membership in any associations, government positions, criminal history, military service, and addresses. Okay, and you as a principal applicant must fill out this form for yourself and on behalf of any of your family members 18 years of age or older and who are not already Canadian citizens or permanent residents. All right, and in this case we have John Smith and Laura Smith, and John Smith is the principal applicant and then he will need to fill out his form and also on behalf of Laura Smith as well. Okay, and for this family they have only one child that in the application, that is Peter Smith. He is underage, so he doesn't need to fill out this form, and also you don't see Peter Smith information in here for you to fill out. All right, but in your case, if you have anyone in the family who is in the applications and is over 18 years old, then it will come up directly with the name and the date of birth and the actions with the edit icons in here. Okay, but in this family they have only John Smith and Laura Smith are above 18 years old in the applications. All right, so let's click in here, John Smith. All right, Schedule A for John Smith. It has 8 sections. Section A, personal details. John Smith, it will comes up directly in here. Okay, and in here as well, John Smith is a principal applicant. Okay, and Section A, family name, given name automatically in here, and full name in your language if you have, like for example if you are Arabic or Chinese or Korean or Japanese, then you can put it in here. Birth information, it comes up directly in here, and then personal details of your father, Papa Smith, Hanoi, Vietnam, and personal details of my mother, Mama. Okay, and then save and continue. Okay, section B is the questionnaire, and then you will have to answer 11 questions in here with yes and no questions. And if you answer any yes in those questions, then you have to explain in here in that field. All right, so let's get started in number 1. Have you or any of your family members listed in this application ever 1. been evicted of a crime or offense in Canada for which a pardon has not been granted under the Criminal Record Act of Canada? No. Number 2, been convicted of or are currently charged with, on trial for or party to a crime or offense, or subject of any criminal proceedings in any other countries or territory? My case, no. Number 3, made previous claims for refugee protections in Canada or at a Canadian visa office abroad, or in any other countries or territories, or with the United Nations High Commissioners for Refugees. My case, no. Okay. Now, number 4. Number 4 is a very tricky one. Been refused refugee status, an immigrant or permanent resident visa, or a visitor or temporary residence visa for Canada or any other country or territory. Okay, so in this question, you will need to review all the application that you got in the past and to see if you have been refused that visa or any applications that you made with Canada or any other countries. Okay, in my case, yes, because it was refused before. And then with the yes, I have to put the explanation in here. For example, I applied for a visitor visa to come to Canada in July 2nd, 2019, but was refused because the reason in the denial letter was I could not provide IRCC efficient financial support and I have no travel history in the past. Okay, so whatever you answer yes in one of those questions above, then you have to explain in that box. All right. So number 5, being refused admission to or order to leave Canada or any other country or territory. No. Number 6, that is crime against humanity. No. Number 7, use, planned or advocate the use of armed struggle violence. No. Number 8, being associated with a group that use violence. No. Number 9, being a member of an organization that was engaged in activities, criminal activities. No. Detain, jail. No. Number 11, had any serious disease or physical or mental disorder. No. Okay. So after all of those, and then I click on save and continue. Okay, so here is section C, the education. In here, you have to give the number of years of school that you successfully completed for each of the following levels of education. Okay, in here they have the elementary school, high school, university or college or trade school or other post-secondary school. Okay, so in the case of John Smith, he's just completed a few years in elementary school only. Okay, so let's say he has 6 years of elementary school and he did not go to high school, he did not attend any college or university, he did not attend any trade school or any other post-secondary school at all. Okay, with that information in here, he cannot fill the education with the timeline in here with the name of institution. However, if you have any years, for example, if you have 4 years of university or 3 years of high school, then you need to fill out the from when to when. All right, give the details of all secondary and post-secondary education in here, and then with the name of institutions. But in John Smith's case, he doesn't have anything, so I put it not applicable. Okay, type of certificate. All right, and then if you have, in the case of John Smith, he has nothing, but in your case, if you have any other institution, then you add another in here. All right, and then you can continue with the education. Okay, and then let's save and continue. Okay guys, so this is section D, the personal history. In this section, you will need to provide the detail of your personal history in the past 10 years or since your 18th birthday if it was less than 10 years ago. All right, so in John Smith's case, in this case, all right, he was born in 1990. It means that he is 35 years old now, and with that age, he will need to provide the personal history in the past 10 years. Okay, and all from June 2015 to June 2025 to make up a full 10 years. But if you have a family member in the application who was born in 2000, for example, it means that the person is 25 years older now, but his personal history will be counted from the day that he finished his 18th birthday. Let's say from January 2019 until now, June 2025, but not from June 2015 to June 2025 because at 2015 he was only 15 years old. Okay, so let's go back to John Smith's case. He was born in 1990 and he is 35 years old now, and he will need to provide 10 years. Let's count back to June 2015, all right? And then we can put all the information in here for him. And the note in here, do not leave any gaps in time, all right? Because the failure to account for all time periods will result in a delay in the processing of your application, okay? Let's say in 2025, in April to present, 2025 June, welder, he's working as a welder. Status, he is protected person. And the name of the company, right? And then you add another in here. Okay, so personal history number 2, from 2025-01 to 2025-04, that is in April. Well done as well. In Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Status in the country, he was refugee claimant. Okay, name of company, ABC company. The same company he is working right now, but the status in the country is different, so I put it as a different, okay? And then after that, you add another one so that you can make it up to 10 years, all right? And then personal history number 3, let's say you're unemployed from 2020, January 2025, January, and then in here you can put it as unemployed. City, Hanoi, Vietnam. Citizen, not applicable. And then you add another personal history number 4. Let's say in 2019, November to 2020, January, you travel. Okay, where? Let's say in Beirut, Lebanon, you traveling, okay? Even that is 3 months, but you still need to claim in here. Visitor, not applicable. And then after that, you add another one because that is only until 2019. So you have to add it up to 2015. So personal history number 5, let's say in 2015, June until 2019, November. And then self-employed in the city, Hanoi, Vietnam. Status, you are citizen. Name, not applicable. Okay, so it is in from June 2015 until now, that is 2025 already. Okay, so it make up 10 years already, so it's all good. And then you can save and continue. All right. So part E, that is a membership and associations with organizations. And in this part, you will need to provide the info, what organization that you have supported or been a member of or been associated with, okay? So you put down all the information in here and you write none in the first input field if you have not been a member of any associations or organizations, all right? But in John Smith's case, he is not a member of any organization, so just put it as none, 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 and none. All right, and then let's save and continue. Okay, now that is section F, government positions. You will need to list any positions that you have held and include the positions that you held before or after your retirement, okay? And then again, you write none in the first input field if you have not held any government positions, all right? And form 2, in John Smith's case, he did not take any government positions, so I just put as none, okay? And none and none. All right, and then save and continue. Okay, that is section G, military and paramilitary service. In this part, you will need to provide complete details of military and paramilitary service for each of the countries in whose armed forces you serve, all right? And then in here, you write none in the first input field if you have not undertaken military and or paramilitary service. All right, and don't leave any gaps in time. All right. However, in John Smith's case, he did not serve in any military or paramilitary service at all in any country. So I put it as none. None ranks, none reason for end of service, none date, none. All right, and then save and continue. Now it comes to the last section, section 8, addresses. So in this section, you will need to list all addresses where you have lived in the past 10 years or since your 18th birthday if it was less than 10 years ago, okay? So let's do it now. Based on John Smith's situation, I will put that information like this, okay? And then I live in street number in here. It comes up automatically with the current one. And then address 2 to make up 10 years. Street number, city, province, country, and there's no postal code in that country. So okay guys, we are done with the last part of the form IMM 5669. Let's save and continue. Okay, so we are back to this page. The principal applicant, John Smith, just completed his IMM 5669. Now he will need to fill the form IMM 5669 for his wife, Laura Smith. So just click in here, edit. So okay guys, the 8 sections in this form are required to be filled like we did for John Smith. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat the steps and I'm not going to re-explain each section, and you will need to get it all done to avoid the delay in the processing your application. When all section is filled, and then you can save and continue, and then it will bring you back to the main form of the form IMM 5669. Okay, so for example, in this page, personal detail, and then you fill it out all of those info, and then you save and continue. And in this questionnaire, you will need to fill out all of the 11 questions. Answer them like yes or no, and if you have anything to explain, then put it in here, then save and continue. In the education, you do the same. Give the number of years of school that you completed for each of the following levels of education, and then save and continue. Regarding to personal history, you put all the information for Laura Smith in here, and then save and continue. Number 5, the membership and associations with organizations. So you do that applies to Laura Smith. And then number 6, that is the government positions. If Laura has any positions in the government of any country, then put it down and then save. And about the military and paramilitary services, if she has, then put it down or here. If not, just put none. Okay, and then the addresses in the past 10 years. All right, and then save and continue. And here is the main page. John Smith completed his form, and also he filled out the form for Laura Smith as well. And now let's click on complete and return to application. Okay, so here you go guys, the IMM form 5669, the status changed from in progress to ready to submit. Alright, so it means that everything here is filled, and we are done for today, and I hope the video is helpful to you and family. And in the next video, I will work on the form IMM 5562, that is the supplementary information for your travels. Okay, and it is not a mandatory form because it doesn't have an asterisk in here. But if you have a travel history, then please do. Alright, so see you next time. Bye bye and have a good day.